Well, nice to meet you again. We had the privilege to meet each other with the federal president in our former capacity as the Minister for Europe. Welcome. Good to see you. So I'm my colleague from the SPD. Hi, I'm TV. Okay, please take your seat.
Mr. Chairman, dear colleagues, I'm very glad to see you and to be here because I think there are many things and questions that today we're interested to discuss, and I hope today we will have open and constructive discussion, and we have some new factor in our relations with the European Union, and that factor is the monitoring mission of the European Union alongside of the Armenia-Azerbaijan state border. And I would like first of all to thank the European Union for making this decision. The decision was made initially. It was outcome of quadrilateral meeting in Prague when short-term mission arranged, and after that we requested for long-term mission, and we are thankful to European Union for making such decision. In general, the situation in our country continues to be tense because of, first of all, the continuing blockade of Lachin corridor by Azerbaijan. And there is an unfortunate fact that despite the decision of International Court of Justice, Azerbaijan hasn't opened the Lachin corridor so far. And I would like to invite your attention that that decision of ICJ is legally binding, and that's obligatory to deliver decisions, and it is the situation I think that internationally should be discussed, because I think that's unacceptable. Leave without reaction the decision of International Court of Justice, especially when the humanitarian crisis in Nagorno-Karabakh is continuing, and the international reaction I think is needed. We had, by the way, what is very important in this context, it is already more than 80 days that Lachin corridor is closed, and during those days Azerbaijan insisted that Lachin corridor isn't closed and that's open, and the decision of International Court of Justice is very important for clarifying this question and issue, because court stated that Lachin corridor is closed and should be open. And I think, during my visit, I heard some ideas supporting the initial idea to send international monitoring mission or fact-finding mission to the Nagorno-Karabakh and Lachin corridor to observe the humanitarian situation and to see what's going on there, because it is a crisis that could bring to the irreversible consequences, and it can transform into the humanitarian catastrophe. So I think we together should work on that, not to allow the situation go out from the control. The most important question, why Azerbaijan is doing that? We are sure purpose of Azerbaijan to exercise ethnic cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh, to cleanse Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh. And I think the recent statement of the President Aliyev of Azerbaijan proves that, because Aliyev said that Lachin corridor is open for those Armenians who want to leave Karabakh, which I think automatically means that Lachin corridor is closed for those Armenians who live in Nagorno-Karabakh and who want to live there. So that is the core essence of the activities of Azerbaijan, and there are concerns that it is just beginning of the further escalation of situation in Nagorno-Karabakh, and maybe alongside of the Armenian-Azerbaijani border, because Azerbaijan is continuing to express aggressive ideas, aggressive rhetorics. And you know that last September Azerbaijan started large-scale aggression against Armenia, occupying more than 90 square kilometers territories, sovereign territories of Armenia. But from the other side, in the Prague, we reached to an agreement that Armenia and Azerbaijan recognizes each other territorial integrity and sovereignty on the basis of the Almaty Declaration of 1991, which means that the administrative borders between the Soviet republics became state borders due to declaration of Almaty, which was about the establishment of Commonwealth. It was actually about the destruction of the Soviet Union and transferring it into the Commonwealth of independent states, and the all, not all, but 13 former Soviet Union countries agreed that the administrative borders are transforming into state borders. But despite that, by the way, we agreed in Prague as well that our delimitation process of the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan will be based on the Almaty, the same agreement. And the surprise was that after that, President of Azerbaijan declared that the demarcation should based on the historic maps. And you know, it's very difficult to explain what does it mean, historic maps. And maybe the new initiative of Azerbaijani president maybe is able to clarify the situation, because recently we saw the introduction of the initiative of so-called Western Azerbaijan, and the main content of that initiative is that the whole territory of Republic of Armenia belongs to Azerbaijan, and capital of Armenia is an Azerbaijani city, etc., etc. So our assessment is that all those things, the blockade of Lachin corridor, the initiative of so-called Western Azerbaijan are preparations for large-scale aggression against Armenia. And by the way, I would like to invite your attention to another very important situation. Yesterday we had a discussion in the German Council of Foreign Relations, and there some of our colleagues there were using the word of so-called Zangezur corridor, and I asked our colleagues to be careful, because sometimes the same word can have different meaning in different regions, in different political and geopolitical circumstances. Usually in Europe, saying corridor, people understand the roads that are operating more quickly, providing transport services with the better quality, etc., etc. But our situation is that we have legally agreed provision on corridor in our trilateral statement from 9 November of 2020. It's trilateral, Azerbaijan, Russia, Armenia, and it ended the war in Nagorno-Karabakh. So we have there only one provision on corridor, and that is Lachin corridor, which is now blocked. And Lachin corridor established for providing connectivity between Nagorno-Karabakh and Armenia. And the Lachin corridor isn't just a road; it is a security zone with the width of the 5 kilometer, and the provision is that Lachin corridor should be out of control of Azerbaijan and should be under control of Russian peacekeepers. So from the other side, or in the same statement, we have point 9. It's about the opening of all transport and economic communications of our region. And yes, we have their provision that Armenia should provide connectivity between Azerbaijan, eastern part Azerbaijan, and Nakhchivani Autonomous Republic, but there is no provision that those roads should be out of control of Republic of Armenia. And this road should be operated in the context of the connectivity, opening the roads, railways of our region. And I should say that Armenia is ready, even today, even tomorrow morning, open all communications. But Azerbaijan, every time when we are trying to do that, Azerbaijan says that those roads shouldn't be under control and under legislation of Armenia, which is totally unacceptable for us. And recently, Azerbaijani president publicly accepted that there is no any provision on so-called Zangezur corridor in trilateral statement, and it was he that incorporated such term into the narrative of regional connectivity. The problem is how that is possible to incorporate something into trilateral statement unilaterally. That's total absurd. So I would like not to use that expression, because that would mean the support of the Azerbaijani territorial claims against Armenia. But from the other side, one more time, I confirm that we are ready to open, and moreover, we, I think, more than six months, we have draft of government decision on opening checkpoints, 3 checkpoints on the Armenia-Azerbaijani border for communication. But every time when we are trying to adopt that decision, Azerbaijani side raising a huge noise connected with that, saying that why they are going to open checkpoints in near our border without checking or arranging that with us. That is the overall situation, but I think we should be concentrated on the peace agenda. As you know, our government has taken responsibility for the peace agenda, and personally me, I am devoted to peace agenda and democracy, because I believe that democracy and peace are supportive each other, and as democracy is strategy for us, we are interested in having peace for developing further democracy in our country, economy, and freedom. That is overall assessment of the situation, and I will answer to your questions with pleasure. Thank you.